we can move forward. With those few remarks, allow me to hand over back to Mr. Gakua so that he can take you through. Thank you very much. Roy?
Maggie, thank you very much. I was saying we always appreciate your coordination and guidance throughout this initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome to the Pitchfest orientation. We have done this just to be able to brief you so that you can be familiar with what you've put yourself into, what you should expect, and ideally how you can capitalize, but also how you can benefit from it. So ours is to communicate and inform you so that you can be prepared and also align your schedule so that everything succeeds in your part. Thank you. So I'm just going to highlight, talk a bit about Pitchfest. And from the perspective of introduction, the problem we're trying to solve, the solution we're trying to give, the benefits, and then question and answer, where you'll be given an opportunity to ask as many questions as you would as we go through this segment. And yeah, so as you've heard, the Pitchfest is coordinated, pioneered by Muka Access, which is a technology-driven social enterprise that facilitates direct access to financing and tailored business development support. We are keen to ensure that this happens not only in Uganda, but East Africa and beyond. And you'll notice the people, all the people you'll meet throughout this journey are very dedicated. They really passionate about what they do, and they're very authentic. We've been at this for quite some time, and we have a big goal to help at least 250 scale-ups in the next 2 to 3 years, and help create at least 2,500 sustainable jobs. That can only happen if we are able to help the entrepreneurs who are very promising and have the ambition to actually scale up. Our background, we've been in a number of various different projects. We are coordinating, we've been in the regional innovation labs, She Trades International Trade Center, we were supporting them. Climate Launchpad, we've been part of them. Swiss Contact programs for districts, youth business platforms. We've done Pitchfest since 2020. And we are very confident about what we do. What are we trying to solve? We are solving the challenge of, for the entrepreneur, access to information, limited access to tailored support. Most of entrepreneurs cannot afford premium support from premium business experts. And as Imuka, we wanted you to access that because it allows you to access the opportunities that you deserve, but also the financing to access the opportunities. We're also keen to solve the problem of business experts who are really top-notch, but have challenges when supporting entrepreneurs, and that's why most of them don't support entrepreneurs. While we're also trying to help financiers and investors to actually be able to connect and support entrepreneurs who fit their profiles or preferences. And what you're seeing is just a segment. Pitchfest is just one of the platforms which is physical, but we have a digital platform which we are phasing in to ensure that entrepreneurs can be able to be visible to investors, and the process is faster, and they are also able to grow even faster, but also access other opportunities in a sustainable way. So we are here about Pitchfest, and it's one of the physical solutions that we are implementing as part of the initiative. And you'll notice Pitchfest is not just a pitching event, but it's a combination of business development and pitching before financiers and investors to attract financing. The aim is to connect entrepreneurs who are not exposed to such opportunities to achieve these opportunities. For those who are in Kampala, you may find it's there are different programs, but it's almost the same entrepreneurs who are benefiting. And that goes to why are the others not benefiting? Is there any other avenue we can give chance to others who are equally trying, but probably don't have the opportunity? So Pitchfest has been set up to provide an avenue for those entrepreneurs who are promising, but yeah, they have limited access. Probably they don't know who, or due to different limitations, but they deserve that opportunity. Ours is to create an avenue where you can be able to connect to these opportunities and scale to the next level. And that is exactly what we are trying to do in this journey. We've done Pitchfest since 2020, it started because during COVID, so many businesses had challenges, access to finance, and so we started. We selected about 25, but 22 are the ones who pitched before investors, and 18 out of the 22 were matched, which was a good start. Then in 2021, we decided we would like to do regional. So we started with Western Edition, where we did Fort Portal, where we selected 17 quality entrepreneurs and 14 were matched to investors. In Eastern, which happened during the pandemic, the lockdown this year, we had really a number of entrepreneurs, but because of the pandemic and technology, quite a number had challenges. And so we had quite a high attrition rate or dropout rate. But at the end, 10 pitched with investors. It was purely a virtual event and 9 were matched. Then we did Northern just recently. On the same vein, it was a hybrid event. We selected 10 really good quality entrepreneurs and 6 were matched with financials. What you'll realize is the financials are actually increasing because of the quality and the interest. But for the entrepreneurs, there is usually a lot of work. When we say you are matched, that is actually the beginning. And there's a lot of work you need to do. Many times when we tell entrepreneurs, you need to pay attention to a number of things. Usually they don't pay a lot of attention. It's only when they are matched and the investor now asks for a number of things, that's when they start running up and down. So I'm communicating.
Hi, Roy. The voice is off. I don't know whether you are hearing us. We're not sharing it.
Sorry, I didn't know it had put me off. So I was, let me repeat my statements. I was emphasizing that please pay a lot of attention to the guidance you'll receive. Some of you have experience, some of you have been in business, but there are some small details which we don't pay attention to. And at the end, once you are matched and you don't have some of the prerequisites, then you actually lose, okay? You don't benefit, okay? And our aim is really to give you that chance, to prepare you, to give you a chance to actually expose, but also connect to more than one. Imagine an opportunity where we always knock doors of financial, but you have 5 financials. That gives an opportunity to bargain for the best offer. And that is really our vision. We really want you to access the best opportunities so that you can be able to. Yeah. So I would like to encourage all of us to pay attention because that's the reason why we have this orientation. All right. We have shared a number of documents. Oh, I just wanted to mention a bit. These are our partners and we have more. Uganda Industrial Research Institute. They have been very close to us, but also we purposed to work with them because some of you need technical product development. Some of you we found very interesting innovations, but you need maybe 3D printers to print or to manufacture products. So we needed to have a strategic partner who can technically support entrepreneurs in that direction. And the Uganda Industrial Research Institute has been very, very supportive. Uganda Investment Authority is also part of us. They sent their apologies. They were supposed to be in this orientation, but I think the person who was supposed to be part of us had a last-minute engagement with the Indian High Commission, but they are with us and you are going to be connecting with them. Beyond that, we have a number of different organizations: Africa Business Alliance, Agribusiness Incubation, Africa Agribusiness Incubation Network, Goldstone, Renewable Energy Business Incubator, Makerere Food Technology, Facts Africa, Glorious Events, Eloquent Solutions, and quite a number who we hope you'll also be able to connect with them by the time we connect with the Pitchfest. We've already shared with you an email and some documents. One of the documents that I would want to emphasize is the business plan executive summary. So this is a summary where we ask for specific details which allow us to profile. Now, I want you to understand why we do some of these things. So in Pitchfest, you just don't pitch before investors. We usually profile you earlier so that we start interactions with potential investors, so that by the time you have audience, we know that there are some few prospective financiers who may be interested in your business. So our aim is we try and maximize the chances of success, but this can only happen if we are able to profile early. So one of these documents, the business plan executive summary, is one that we would want you to fill and return. It will also guide us, and we shall also be able to guide you. One, if your ask or the money you require is beyond what we assess in terms of your capacity to absorb or other dimensions. So it's one of the documents that we urgently need. It's just a one-pager, but it captures the details that we would want to use for profiling purposes. So my colleague Diana will be following up in terms of ensuring that we can get that document. 2, we have shared with you a business plan structure. We know some of you already have business plans, some don't. Our assumption is if you do, you can evaluate the structure. If it aligns, well and good. If you don't have, then use the structure. We shall have a few sessions to guide you so that the document is aligned. Now, this structure is one that we've spent a bit of time. It's not a typical business plan. It's actually geared towards a bankable business plan kind of setup. We are keen on more of quantitative information that is relevant and based on what financials look at. And that's why we shared it with you. And that's why there are some specific details, which if your normal business plan does not have, you may need to just check and see so that you can align. The other document we've already shared with you is a pitch deck template. And the pitch deck template is for you to start working on your pitch deck, but we shall equally have a session where you can work on your pitch deck, but also refine it. Now, keep in mind, we are not expected necessarily to use our pitch decks, but the pitch deck will guide, because in some cases, investors ask, you send me your pitch deck and financials instead of the business plan. So we are always keen for you to have both documentation. The other thing that I need to mention, because yes, we shall go on financials and discuss financials, but I would like, for as long as you're in Pitchfest and as long as you're going to look for finance, there are some things which they are obvious, but I don't know why sometimes entrepreneurs you don't pay attention to. One, if you've not been capturing your documents or your records, please get somebody, whether it's a part-time accountant or whatever, try and put your details in order, because we need your basic account details to guide you on how you can plan, project, how much money you can attract. So we would like for you to start that process early, because it makes our work easy. So if you have financials or you've been recording, it would be great if you can get somebody to help you put and generate just the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow. If you don't, we also internally have partners who have very subsidized rates because of the partnership and can support you. The thing is, we don't want to reach there, you are matched and you don't have some of these things. It will basically mean that, again, you have reached a roadblock, okay? So we are communicating this early so that we solve some of the basic things, okay? Yeah, I'll be happy to answer any questions regarding these documents. What are the benefits of participating in Pitchfest? Now, one, you get training, coaching, support from industry experts, and you are going to meet them. And most of them, we shall have online sessions, but we shall have also the rehearsals where we do personalized coaching on the pitching aspect. And you'll find a lot of industry hands-on experts who will be with us. So I would like you to leverage and take advantage of that. Two, it gives you an opportunity for visibility for financiers and investors, you know, exposing your business to potential financiers, okay? Beyond that, you'll meet other entrepreneurs, but also we invite a number of organizations that may not necessarily give you money, but they have the networks and opportunities that you can leverage on. So we also bring them on board so that you can capitalize. So we look at both finance and collaboration opportunities, but also you will meet fellow entrepreneurs who you can be able to collaborate with. And we've always seen great collaborations emerging. Since we've done actually Pitchfest across the country, we've seen entrepreneurs in the East coordinate and collaborate with entrepreneurs in the North. We've seen those in the West collaborate with those in the East, and you'll find it actually opens doors to new market opportunities. That is also one of our goals as Pitchfest. Beyond the tailored business coaching and pre-investment support, you will get investor feedback. And you are also going to get this feedback even prior to the Pitchfest, because our experts will be giving you feedback based on what we, and based on the guidance we shall be giving you throughout the journey. Then our hope is you will be connected, but this is not a cast in stone. There is a bit of work on your side. That is why we may see opportunity in you, but if you don't put the work in the opportunity, then it denies you the opportunity, okay? The other thing that we've seen, because we've found entrepreneurs who have never pitched before investors, beyond that, they get a lot of self-confidence and esteem, and you'll find they start engaging more organizations, more, even their sales pitches improve, and sort of naturally, the business sort of gains a different momentum. So that's also an advantage that you'll gain from Pitchfest. And all this, we ask a participation fee of $150. And for those ones who will need extra to be part of us and gain even legal support in terms of some of this, we usually ask additional fees, which are discussed, and success fees. We also have a digital platform, which obviously is visible to other investors. And it's one of the platforms that we are phasing in. So discussions about if you want to even extend further, that is something we are happy to discuss. Okay, so at the end of the day, you access information, support, and potential financing for opportunities. I'm just looking from the entrepreneur side. We've supported a number of entrepreneurs. So far, in the past 3 years, we've helped raise over $3.5 million for entrepreneurs. These are some of them, but the others, especially the others in Pitchfest, who are not necessarily big brands, but they have been able to receive different forms of finance. What does the journey look like? We select a founder, and you are here now, you are among founders, you have experts, you have potential. But in this journey, we want you to prioritize the opportunities, to have a clear plan, to have good documentation, to make the work easy. So at the end, at Pitchfest, what you are pitching is a demonstrated strategy, a justified capital need. You know, sometimes we pitch, but somebody says, but does he need really money for that? So we guide you. Is that really a priority area to invest, or you can approach it differently? Then efficient due diligence. We want it to be very easy for investors when they want to work with you. They can review documentation very fast and proceed with you. And then finally, they look at your business in a less risky perspective. One of the reasons why investors don't invest in any business is their risk, the assessment of risk. So our journey is also to help reduce the risk and prioritize in areas that align with the investors' preferences and opportunities. A typical journey looks, I just want to use this pen. So you are a business, when you come to Pitchfest, you are able to be matched. When you hopefully are matched, the investors now take and start the journey of screening. They screen you. And that is why we ask, prepare some of these documents early, so that the screening, the due diligence, the valuation is faster. If you don't have some of these things, it takes a bit of time. So we've shared some of this so that you can do your homework, but also it makes it easy when we are supporting and guiding you. So I'm just emphasizing, connecting and matching with an investor is just the beginning. So you have to do the work to attract the investor or financial. Once you attract, then the other aspects. But our intention is to prepare you so that when that's all the other processes start, as long as they have expressed commitment, the other things will move smoothly. But that only depends on your collaboration. Okay. Yeah, these are the key dates. We selected entrepreneurs on 15th, and we are now doing the orientation, which is online, virtual. We are recording for those ones who may have missed. And then we shall start training next week from Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9 to midday. We shall share with you the schedule and the program of what will be covered. If you are sorted there, it's fine. But trust me, some of these aspects are very critical for you to pay attention to. Then we also have, we've scheduled peer-to-peer entrepreneur forum on the 16th of November. Now, the peer-to-peer is to bring some entrepreneurs who have been financed, their experience, sometimes it's good to hear from a fellow entrepreneur how this journey looks like and how to make some of these decisions. So we shall have that on the 16th. And then we expect to have the Pitchfest Rehearsals, which are physical at Uganda Industrial Research Institute on the 19th, which is a Friday. And we have quite a number of experts who will be there to just give you personalized one-on-one support as you convey your pitching opportunity. And then finally, the Pitchfest National Edition will happen on the 25th November. So just to keep in mind the key dates. Sorry, this was not updated. So 15th of October, we had the application deadline selected. 16th, yeah, 26th to 12th November is training and personalized support. Then 16th, we shall have peer-to-peer entrepreneur forum. Oh, sorry, 19th, I'm sorry, this date, sorry, let me just adjust this a bit. I don't know why this was not. So as I said, on the 19th of November, we shall have the rehearsals. And then let me share my screen again. Just a second. Yeah, on the 19th, we shall have the Pitchfest rehearsals on 25th. Sorry, on 25th. Just a second. On 25th of November is when we shall, which is a Thursday, we shall have the Pitchfest National Edition. And as I've said, we expect over 25 different financiers and investors present, and different groups of angel investor network will also be present. But the work starts now, and that is the communication we wanted to provide to you. And I think it's now over to you to ask as many questions, clarify whatever you need to clarify, so that as we move forward, you know the direction that you're taking. Thank you very much. We are now open for questions and answers. I mean, the Q&A moment. Yes, the schedule will be shared. I'm seeing on the chat, Mr. Semuiga is asking for the program. We shall share that. Dennis, you have a question? Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Nyaro.
Yes, sir.
I would like, for in case I participated and I paid all the fees, but I did not go through, and I did not all that access the investors to invest into my business. Is there another alternative way that you can also support me such that my
So Dennis, I'm sorry, your network seems to be off, but I have picked at least the question. Your question was, if you are not connected, is there any other way we support? Ladies and gentlemen, the Pitchfest is an event that is an activator. The intention with the MUCA is we want to open doors for you to connect. Okay, and connection includes financiers, investors, and other partner organizations. So if you don't get connected for a specific period of time, you will be part of, we always have a forum where we continuously support and connect. We also have a platform that is a web platform that upon agreeing on a number of things, we are also able to profile so that we can have you visible. But we also give you feedback. You know, sometimes you are not being matched because of ABCD. So sometimes that feedback allows you to correct. So financing does not just end with one try. It is a journey. Once you start, you will continue. And actually, if you see, in most cases, when you get the first phase of financing, your appetite increases for another because you're expanding. So this journey does not stop as long as you are in business and you are keen to actually scale and expand. So yes, we are keen to create a relationship beyond that. But obviously it's collaborative. It's your side and our side. We are open, but not all entrepreneurs are always open in that journey. I hope I've answered you. Kenny, you are asking, is the financing equity, credit, or grant? Pitchfest deals with the two financial instruments. These are investors or financiers. Investors and financiers are not philanthropic. They either give you debt, which is a loan, or equity. Okay. So for grants are usually specific and tailored to certain projects, programs, or opportunities. So nobody just wakes up and says, I'm looking for an entrepreneur to give a grant. Okay. Usually, but on our website, we've actually been profiling a number of grant opportunities. If your interest is grants, when you visit our website, which is imuka.co, there are quite a number of grants which you can apply. But as you know, grants are dependent on who is lucky. It's about luck and whatever. But with business, as long as you have a good business and things are structured, then you are likely to find somebody who would like to support you. All right. I think the documentation was sent, Mr. Mushabe, but if you've not got, feel free to just communicate with us, because we must have sent an email with documentation. If not, then it is still on the way. Sorry, I hope I didn't go off. There was a, okay. Nyero is asking, does investors require security? Nyero, as I said, the financial instruments are equity or debt. A debt may need or may necessitate, depending on the structure. Some debts do not require security. If you have orders, invoices, we have partners who do not request for. Sorry, sorry, let me repeat my answer to Nyero. Some investors do not request for security. It depends on structure. So on security, it's really a debt setup or a loan kind of structure. And if based on the structure, because there are various structures, and that's why you are in Pitchfest, to be guided. What are the avenues? Okay, what is there? What are the avenues? Okay, so we expect to guide you in line with that. Okay, and there are so many possibilities. There's invoice financing. There's we can do revenue share. There are really quite a number of different setups. It really depends on the setup and the structure. So ideally, in this journey, you will be guided based on your business, and by the way, it varies based on the business, the stage at which you are in business, and what you need the money for. Those are the determining factors of what kind of financing you need. The stage, the sector, the industry, and what you need the money for. Because depending on what you need the money for, then the structure needs to be considerate of those. You just don't go for this to do something else, and it's actually maybe the right financing for the wrong reason, or the wrong reason for the right. Okay, so that is part of what we expect to guide you in. Any other question?
Hi, Roy.
Yes, please.
I just wanted to find out if we are two shareholders or founders.
Yes,
is it okay for the two of us to participate, just in case one is committed somewhere?
And by the way, you don't necessarily from in pitches, it's not even necessary for both founders, as long as one of them can articulate. So it's not mandatory, but as long as the person representing can articulate the business, can answer the questions. The problem only comes when you bring the person who is not informed to articulate the business. It will mean the business, the owners of the business do not know the business. Basically, that will be the picture being presented. And as such, it denies you the opportunity. So what we would recommend is ensure that the person can articulate, understands the numbers, understands which kind of offering they need. Okay, and that's why when you look at the pitch deck structure that we shared with you, we are asking you, how much money do you need? What do you need? In what setup is this money? And what do you need this money for? Break it down. Because in some cases we may say, let's get this other money from this one and this other money from this, depending on what it is for. So as long as they can articulate, I think that would be okay. Owen is asking when the additional fees and success fees. Now, so there are two dimensions. So Pitchfest is to expose you to the opportunities. Now, some can decide, you know what, I've got the partner, let me continue alone. You are free to do that for now. But on the same time, as I said, we have a digital platform and we have experts. We want to guide you. If you have a financing structure or you get a term sheet or there are some terms and conditions, okay? We guide you through that journey. Now, these experts, usually under normal circumstances, industry, they request for a lot of money. And they request for this money prior to giving a service. Now, within our structure, we sort of subsidize and say, you know what, at this additional cost, you'll receive all the support you need. When you get the funding, you can pay us a small success fee, which will fulfill whatever this cost would entail. So that is a relationship we are keen to build with those who are interested, because some of the financiers we have are not just here in Uganda. Some will be listening from Kenya and other parts. But the thing is, it's the relationship we build together. Some people prefer when they succeed alone, but we want to succeed with you if you are open to succeed with us. Ours is to create an avenue. Depending on the path you would like to follow, we are happy as long, and we shall be very happy as long as you grow, because at the end, we want you to grow. But if you can grow with the right guidance and direction, it's even better. There's nothing as bad as you connect to the finance, and because you did not get the right support or technical support, you agree to some terms which may not necessarily be aligned to your business, okay? So these are options that, as I said, we have, the way our model is, we have a number of experts. You can get both legal, technical, all within one setup. But it's the choice of the entrepreneur to decide. We don't make that choice for you. We have presented, there's an opportunity, we can have an arrangement, we have a platform, we have investors, we can even follow, even if you're not matched. We've had entrepreneurs who have not been matched at an event, and we've actually connected them still directly. So still, those are possibilities, but it depends on the relationship that the entrepreneur is keen to have with us. All right, how shall the 5 days for physical meet up in terms of welfare? Ochan, I didn't understand which 5 days. 5 days, if you can refine. I know that the only, we have said, because then, you know, the way the Pitchfest National Edition is captured, entrepreneurs are from different parts. We have people from Fort Portal, some in Soroti, some in, and we understand logistically you cannot come. So the training sessions are virtual. They will also be recorded so that you can, even if your network is poor, you can go to a YouTube channel and listen to the trainings and prepare. So that is also going to be done. But obviously, if you attend physically, you are able to ask even where you need clarity. And that's the benefit and the advantage. That is one. The rehearsals, the rehearsals are very critical, and we bring these experts really, they're basically volunteering, because trust me, the charges they set, some of you may be perturbed, but they are really high costs because they handle very high tickets. But they have offered and volunteered to be present, to guide and support you in the pitching. We recommend physical presence because that gives you the typical experience. They will probe you, they will guide you. By the time you leave that place, all will be well. The question is, are you prepared for that? So that is so there are 2 days that would want you physically. The rehearsal, which is on a Friday, and the main pitch fest, okay, which is physical. But because we want not only you pitching in front, but we also want to expose your products and services. And we also have a number of organizations which will be coming, which may be having programs or opportunities targeting people like you. So we want you to sort of hit 10 birds with one stone. All right. 5 days, there is a physical rehearsal. No, physical rehearsal is 1 day, it's not 5 days. It's just that 1 day. Experts will be there from morning to evening, just supporting you in preparation. Where you'll, and then because you'll get feedback and whatever, you'll have an entire week to practice so that by the time the day reaches, you are singing your business, your numbers are sharp. But that can only happen if you sharpen, if you get that support. So we've deliberately planned this so that you get all the necessary equipment. We want all of you to succeed, but you know, it's collaborative, as I said. We can only create an avenue, and you also have to do part of the work. It doesn't come as a miracle. Don't see people getting money and just think it's not a walk in the park. It's a journey. It requires curiosity, understanding, preparation. Even those ones who understand their business, you have to prepare. You have to say the right things. Sometimes we've had a situation where an entrepreneur actually said the wrong things. It's a good business, but they say things that actually make the financials a bit apprehensive about where the business is going, and naturally that discourages. So sometimes you can have a good business, but with a bad pitch, and you basically will not attract. So that's why the opportunity is there to support you. Yes. For those who it will be impossible, we shall still try and do virtual. But as I said, the ones who are physical will get a lot of personalized support, because these experts will be present at the venue, taking you through step by step, guiding you on everything. But as I said, it's really more on a choice. Yes, Mary. Okay, as Mary prepares to speak, Mukunda is asking, what size of investments are we looking at? Based on our selection, we are looking at, we selected entrepreneurs who will need between, at least on the lower side, $30,000. That is about 100 million moving forward. Now, there are a number of entrepreneurs, because from the selection, we usually select more. So there are some entrepreneurs we shall reach out directly and tell them, we want to offer you extra sales technical support, because we want the numbers to increase so that your appetite for money goes. We don't want you to pitch to the wrong audience. The ones who are participating, are offering a little bit more. So, but if you need less, we can simply connect to some of the existing partners who give less. But for the national edition, because on the regional editions, from 10,000 to 30,000 dollars, that was okay. Okay, I'm using dollars, but you can say from, we are trying to our focus on the national edition is to promote those ones in need of 100 million and above, because those are sort of the core partners to over 10 billion if you can absorb. It's really the business and the setup. Sorry. Any other? Mary, you had a question, please ask. Mary?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all fine. First of all, I'd like to thank you so much. Roy, I just see Roy Imka Access. I don't know the other name, but thank you so much for being very elaborate on everything. My question is a bit far-fetched, and I think it might not even, it might not, but I just wanted to ask, so let's, there's two grades of finance shares, that is those that will take an equity for an investment, and then the data. So I wanted to ask with regards to investors. So you correct me if this is something that needs to be discussed here, or it is basically an entrepreneur and the investor to sort themselves out. So usually after a pitch, you get approached by investors, this and that. So is it that just an inquiry, is it that you have to, because they'll come up, you ask for a certain amount, and basing on, of course, your company valuation, that the amount of equity that you have to give up will be discussed upon. So I'm asking, can you counter? Is it open to counter, and let's say to an investor, if they give you an offer of this and that?
All right, thank you, Mary. I'm going to answer your question. But before I proceed, may I kindly ask, because usually we do this in the end, but sometimes in the end, some people have absorbed enough and they leave early. So may I kindly ask that we just put our cameras on for can we just put our cameras for just 30 seconds? I just want to take a screenshot so that I can just share with our partners, because we have to communicate to them that we did this orientation. Kindly, if you don't mind, just put your, for just 30 seconds. I know sometimes we are concerned about our bundles and everything. Kindly, just put just for 30, okay. Please just put your cameras on for just 30 seconds and you can go off. Just 30 seconds, please. Julia, Angela, Margaret, Emmy, I'm seeing somebody, T. Mushabe. Just kindly, just for 30 seconds, then you can take it off. I just want to, for purposes of sharing with the partners that we are working with, kindly. And you can just say hello. You can just say hello to them. Some of you are sad. When you are coming for money, you have to come with passion. You have to come with passion, my dear friends. Okay, so just say hello. Hello, just a short hello. Thank you. Kindly repeat.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we can attend to other questions. Feel free to ask. Yes, please. You can attend to other questions. Please go ahead and ask. I don't want you to leave with any questions unanswered. Please ask as many questions as possible, because this is your business journey and we want to ensure that you are well answered. Mr. Mushabe, you had a question. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the one we are asking just in case.
Mr. Bob, put the camera off. I think it has taken the sound, so that I can hear you. It looks like it's breaking the sound. Okay, you can go ahead and speak, please. Bob? The network is doing you a disservice. I would recommend just type on the chat. I don't know, for some reason it's just not, it's breaking your voice and I cannot hear you at all. If you don't mind, just type on the chat, or we can try it maybe after a minute or two to see if it's okay. Sorry about that. I'm seeing my colleague Julia. Julia, do you want to say hi? I know we didn't give you a chance to say hi the other time. Just do you want to say hi?
Hi everyone. I think someone is trying to speak. Hi everyone. I think it's nice to hear that everyone is listening and has been able to clearly understand what is involved. I always have to say, whether or not you actually get an investor, the process actually makes you a different person. By the end of the day, the 5 minutes in front of an investor may actually change your life, because I've seen many entrepreneurs go through this. So I'm excited for you guys, whether or not you get an investor, there is something that you're going to walk away with. And for those who get, please, let's see that you follow through with everything. This is a journey. It begins now. This may help you now or 10 years from now. So I always say, trust the process more than looking at the money. So trust the process, be part of these trainings, and we look forward to supporting you all. Thank you so much, Roy, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Julia, for making time and joining us. Mushabe, you want to try again? Sorry, the voice is just not coming through. I'm sorry. I don't know how best we can do this. I would really love to hear you. It's just that the network is denying you, it's doing you a disservice. I don't know how best, but yeah, we'll keep on trying. So Mary, I don't know if I answered you right, but let me try and communicate this. One, with you've spoken about the process. And that is where we said, as IMUCA, we have a team of experts who can support you after, okay? Sometimes you are matched, but you want to be guided in terms of the terms and some of these, how you can negotiate or what is the best structure, etc. That is something that we can agree on. Usually we have an MOU on that. But at the same time, you can have your private arrangement. You know, we don't want to muzzle whatever. If you prefer going that direction, as long as our relationship is very clear, we connected you, okay, we'll just want to hear how it went, okay? But if you want further guidance, usually we have an MOU attached where we also try and furnish you with as much support as we can at fairly subsidized rates. As I said, ours is to try and give you premium technical support at very, very, very subsidized. Well, literally it's like they are volunteering, but you know, sometimes you just have to appreciate the kind of expertise and in a way also trying to promote the quality of local experts that we have in the country. Yeah, so I think I've answered you about offering, counter offering. By the time, as long as you attend the sessions, what I am sure is you will know the kind of finance you can consume, and the structure, the proposed structure, because by the time we go on rehearsals, all the experts will give you technical support in terms of what kind of structure will be most suitable. Okay, so that we hope that by the time we go to the week of Pitchfest, you'll basically be articulating what fits within the pretext of your business. Yeah. All right. Jesse, you want to try? Bob, I'm going to give you a chance after Jesse. Jesse, you had a question?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Roy, can you get me?
Yes,
Roy,
I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, first of all, a vote of thanks for organizing this event and this kind of training. It is not easy and it's not common in Uganda here to have these kinds of things concerning private equity and venture capital, which I think usually it's what you guys are talking about, yeah? So my question is, given that these kinds of fundings need much more paperwork, as well as complex negotiations, kindly help me elaborate, like try to estimate the time period it can take between this whole process of pitching to actually the final transaction, and as well as to elaborate more on the paperwork, because it's actually very high level paperwork, I should say. Yeah, so that's basically what I had to ask.
All right, so thank you, Jesse. That's really a good question. For those people who expect, who are pitching for debt, okay, just out of experience, debt usually takes a shorter time. If you have most of the documentation right, it wouldn't take more than 6 weeks. It's usually 3 to 6 weeks. On the higher side, 3 months, fairly. If the documentation is not right, probably up to 6 months. Equity takes a bit long because somebody's coming in as a partner, getting stake. So we have to organize that. You know, it's like a marriage. You just don't come and say, yeah, and come in. What is the structure? How are we going to agree? How are we going to do A, B, C, D? So it's almost, so usually it takes a bit of time because it has to be structured to conform to both parties, okay? And that is why debt equity takes a bit long, but it is less risky because If your business cannot pay installments in its immediate stage, then it's very good. But if your business has the capacity to pay interest, usually we recommend, start with the debt. If the business can accommodate, then the amount of money it cannot accommodate at that particular time, request for equity. So that, and that's what you'll be seeing outside there. It's just that some of us look at, oh, I am either looking for debt or equity. You can actually look for both. You can actually combine both and it's fine. All right. Yeah, so as I said, we shall still evaluate based on your needs, based on your business performance, where it is, what the needs are, and then technically guide you in terms of the direction. Mr. Mushabe, you had a question, please.
About exactly that.
Mr. Mushabe, network has decided to punish you today. I'm sorry to say it is really punishing you. Like, I really want to hear what you are saying, but it's just not coming out. It's like, I don't know what's happening. But my humble apologies. I'm just going to kindly ask so that I don't deny you the opportunity to actually get feedback. If you can type, I'll really appreciate it. But I'm also seeing something you've typed around quality of our documentation. We may not perfect, but we at least want you to have the right documentation. What is the right documentation to us? One, have authentic financials that can be validated. So if you've been giving out receipts, go backwards and start tracking things and start putting things in order. That's one of the, my dear friends, you are trying to look for an external person to come to your business. Nobody can trust you externally without having things that they need to review, okay? We sometimes hate this paperwork and books, but they're not to punish you. They're actually to try and justify your need to give a clear light. Even if you are in investors' shoes, let me ask, would you go and invest in somebody where you are not seeing processes or how they sold? Is there evidence? Did he pay on phone or on the bank? Basic. So ours is, can we start fine-tuning these basic things? Whether you record on a counter book, but at least capture these things. Because we may connect you, but it will not be actualized because of something that is within. That's why, that's why we're having this orientation. Start early so that by the time we reach, most of these things are in order. You are not running like a headless chicken without, you have things in order. And we are keen to support, okay? If you would like guidance, okay, this is my situation, what? From this day onwards up to Pitchfest, you are free to reach out to us and we shall be supporting you. At least. After that, if we don't have an agreed MOU, usually that's where our relationship ends. But before that, ours is to try and fine-tune you in the best way possible. So as long as you reach out and say, by the way, I would like maybe a one-on-one just to understand a bit where my documentation stands. These are the things that I have. We shall be available to actually listen to you, whether it is 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we shall be available to, okay? But obviously it will have to be scheduled.